Everybody that comes to see you, they're escaping their life. All week, somebody's waited to see you. You're entertaining the 9-to-5ers, the people that they hate their job, but what they spend their money to escape. I've had it a lot recently where like people have come up to me and like, your music's like helps me get through dark time. I think it's super hard as an artist to think like we're listening to the same music over and over again whilst writing it. Like it gets put out, people enjoy it, happy days. I can forget, I can't speak for anybody else, but I can forget how powerful it actually can help people.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 105 of the Andrew Deitsch podcast. This is the first time I'm actually recording my intro on video. It's kind of weird. Normally I use this microphone, but I'm normally holding it and it looks weird on video, so I'm going to come up with some sort of microphone stand or something like that. These microphones are just a little bit better than the ones I use for the actual podcast. But if you are just listening to the audio version, you won't know the difference, but you need to hop on over to YouTube or Facebook and check this place out. I've got a dope studio that I've set up. It's my new studio. I'm going to be recording a lot of episodes in here. I'm absolutely floored with how it turned out. And I want you guys to rest assured that it's going to be an audio-focused podcast. It's always been an audio-focused podcast, but the video element that I'm adding is just going to add a level of professionalism. I'm going to be able to create doper promos. Doper? Is doper a word? I don't know. I'm going to be able to create better and cooler promos and really just create a show that my guests are going to be really stoked to be on. We'll be able to share a lot more content on social media because of the videos element. So it's just going to help me really attract more big-name guests too. When a person sees the whole setup that I've got going on here, it really just kind of adds another whole element to the show. So this is most likely your first time watching. If you are watching, I've done a couple of Facebook Lives, but that's about it. There's not very many other video versions of the podcast that exist. But if this is your first time listening to the podcast, thank you very much. Honestly, it is such a huge honor to be traveling through your eardrums right now because there's so many other things you could be listening to, so many other podcasts out there. And the fact that you chose my show really just touches my heart, really just means the world to me. There's so many other things you could be listening to. But if you don't know already, this show is all about having amazing, meaningful, in-depth conversations with the most fascinating people that I know. And I actually sit down in person for every single one. None of them are over Skype. None of them are over the phone. I sit down in person. And now with this studio, it's going to be a lot easier to do that. But I love having people share their stories with me. It's been the most rewarding adventure of my life so far doing this podcast. And I think you guys are going to really enjoy this episode. But before we jump into it, this episode has been brought to you by the Andrew Deitsch Podcast Internship Program. And if you've been listening to the past few episodes, you know that we have an internship program going on. We've had some amazing people apply so far, but we're still looking for the right people. So if you or anyone you know is interested in video production, audio editing, graphic design, animation, photography, social media strategy, public relations, podcast scheduling, prep, research, script writing, or copywriting, then please visit andrewdeitsch.com/internships for all the details and to apply. And just know that you're not going to be treated as some sort of like coffee runner or busy worker. You're going to be part of our team. We're looking for strong people with an entrepreneurial spirit, a passion for learning, and a solid understanding of podcasts and social media culture. So again, that is andrewdeitsch.com/internships for all the details and to apply. All right. So my guest today is the world famous house DJ, the bearded cuddle master himself, DJ Will Clarke. And if you haven't heard of him, he's from Bristol, England. He's living here in America. And recently, I guess in the past couple years or so, he was signed to Claude VonStroke's label called Dirtybird. And Dirtybird has a cult-like following here in the States. And so he's become really, really big, largely in part due to them, also just due in part that he's a badass dude and he makes awesome music and he's a great DJ. But during this episode, we talked all about what it's like to be a world touring DJ, dealing with the fame and people recognizing him in public, moving to Ibiza. I think that's how we settled on pronouncing it. Moving to Ibiza when he was 17, running his clothing company called Doing It for the Cuddles, and how that got its name when he started growing out his massive beard and so much more. We talked about a lot of great stuff on this episode, and this was super fun. Will is a very, very cool guy, very chill guy, super down to earth, very humble, and I really had a great time getting to know him. So without any further ado, please welcome my new friend, DJ Will Clarke. Will Clarke, what's up, dude?
How are you, man?
I'm good, man. This is so exciting for me because this is like the first time my studio is like fully ready and done. You've got a show tonight here in Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm impressed. I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
I've followed you on Instagram, but I'll be honest, I've not listened to any of the podcasts.
It's okay. I didn't expect that, to be honest.
I've gone and checked out some of the people that you've done podcasts with, and it's cool. But yeah, it's dope, man. It's nice. It's
well, thanks, dude. I know it's really exciting for me too, because I feel like this is me, like stepping up to the big leagues, kind of. Because I mentioned that to you when we were initially talking. I was like, now I hit 100 episodes. It's kind of like the big leagues.
Yeah. No, it's good, man. Not many people can say they do something for that long.
Yeah.
Even my radio show isn't 100 episodes.
Yeah, but it's very different, right?
Yeah, super different. I want to do this like a more hands down.
Well, you kind of do a little bit in your radio show. Like you have guests like for a little bit of it, but your podcast is like a music podcast.
Yeah,
so
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna change it up though.
Yeah.
I carry on doing it and then just do like
that's actually kind of how we like started talking. Was you actually like asked a question about like live streaming stuff.
Yeah, I remember.
So for people out there that are like, how did Andrew get involved with Will Clarke?
Oh yeah, I remember.
It was I reached out to him because you posted on your story about wanting like podcast gear, and actually my brother saw it and he was like, yo, you should tell him if you know anything or whatever. I'm like, yeah, cool. So then we just started chatting or whatever, and you're like, yo, I'm gonna be in Atlanta, let's do the podcast. So here we are.
Good times.
Pretty exciting stuff. So for people that are listening to this that don't know who you are, and like they know you're a DJ because I've already like kind of introduced you and stuff, but like if you see people on the street and they're like, oh hey man, what do you do? Or you're in an elevator or whatever, what do you do? Like what's your go-to? Like what do you even say?
I don't tell them my work. I don't tell them what I do.
What do you normally say then?
I try and avoid the question as much as possible.
Yeah, because then they're trying to figure out if you're famous and stuff.
It's not even that. I don't really like talking about myself that much.
Yeah.
Unless I like actually know someone. Like it's kind of fucking cringe when you're like, yeah, I'm a DJ, bro.
Yeah, like, it definitely is.
It's not really my thing.
Yeah.
But I guess if somebody does ask me, if I'm in conversation and like, it's like I work in music, and then it might like move on from there.
Yeah.
But sometimes it doesn't. And then it would be like I produce music.
Has it ever happened at like a festival or a show or something, and you're in like the hotel and people are going to see like
all the time,
and they don't even know who you are though? Like, because I bet at like EDC
definitely.
and stuff like that.
At festivals, 100%.
Because they don't know what you look like. They're like, oh, I'm gonna go see Will Clarke, but they have no idea what you look like.
Yeah,
or whatever.
I'm not that famous at all. So it's like,
but you've kind of mentioned it before, like with your beard and everything.
Helps.
You kind of have that like image now.
I think like people that have seen me before obviously know what I look like, and people that like really follow my music know what I look like.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm pretty easily recognizable.
Yeah.
But I think it's dope when people don't know who I am.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Has it ever happened where people are like talking about you but they don't know that you're there, or like something's kind of similar?
But more so people with me have like been talking to somebody and then someone's like, oh, I can't wait to see Will Clarke, and they're like, oh, he's there. But I don't know, it's kind of weird, like it's still very like I'm still small. Yeah. I'm still small time, so
yeah, but it's kind of cool being somewhat famous enough where you can go play a show, there's people there that are excited to see you, and then you can go to McDonald's right down the road and no one knows who the fuck you are. You know, like that's kind of a cool level of like fame and success.
Yeah, I think the fame thing doesn't really bother me. I think it's when people recognize me in the street, it amazes me. I'm like, what the fuck just happened there?
Dude, even like me with the podcast, like it's still really small in comparison to like everyone else. But like the other day, I was out at a show the other night. I can't even remember who we were seeing, but who did we go see the other day, Matthew, at Opera?
It was
I can't remember, but
Claude VonStroke, wasn't it?
yeah, it was Claude actually. It was Claude.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
Claude. And I went up to the front of the stage for a second, and this guy goes, "Hey, is your name Andrew?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he's like, "Dude, I listen to your podcast." I'm like,
That's
"No
dope.
fucking way!"
That's amazing.
Like, what are the odds? Like, that was
Yeah.
so cool. And I actually gave him one of my stickers. I had one of my
That's so
stickers in my
cool.
wallet.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
"Dude, here's a sticker." So that was kind of cool.
It's nice when, I don't know, I guess it's like the hard work is slowly paid off when people
But being like as famous
acknowledge.
as like, you know, Jim Carrey or like Brad Pitt or something, where you're like so iconic and
I
recognizable.
couldn't even imagine what it's like.
It would suck, to be honest. Like,
The thing is, the way I look at it is that you're in that limelight. You've chosen that life. So don't fucking moan about it.
yeah, you can't moan
can't.
about it, and no one should pity you either.
No, like not at all, because it's
Yeah.
like, here's what it is. Like, you're
The people,
doing
like-
what you love. If you're
Yeah.
doing what you love, then that's absolutely fine.
the stuff that really sucks is like someone like Monica Lewinsky or something that's famous for like doing something bad.
I don't know who that is.
Oh well, yeah. Well, you're British. You're Obviously, we didn't address this, but Will is not from America.
Yeah,
of course.
And I'm not Australian. Just
Yeah,
to let
not
everyone
Australian.
know.
I feel like that's kind of obvious, but some people don't know the difference.
Dude, I get it all the time.
That's funny.
Are you Australian? No. I'm not fucking Australian. Sorry to
I guess
everybody.
some people
Sorry
are
to everybody
thinking-
in Australia, but
I think also it's probably because when a lot of times you meet Australians, they're pretty chill and like a lot of the stereotypical British accent is very like proper. And like
yeah.
So like they hear you and they're
Yeah,
like, oh,
this-
he's an Aussie, he's a cool guy,
It's
blah blah blah.
stereotypical
Yeah.
in American films.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess.
totally. But to go back to Monica Lewinsky, she was the lady that was having an affair with Bill
Was that
Clinton.
Bill Clinton? Yeah.
So it's like everywhere she goes, they might not know who she is, but if she has to like write her name at the
Yeah.
bank or some shit, they're like, "Oh, you're Monica Lewinsky."
Yeah,
You know, that would suck. And I feel bad for people like that. I mean, even
That's quite an achievement, right?
it is,
quite
but
an
at the same
achievement.
time, like she was
She was like 21, right?
she was the
Like-
first person to be like outed like publicly at that level. Like now it's happened so many times because of the internet and shit.
Yeah.
But like she was one of the first where
Kind of feel sorry for her.
yeah, I definitely do. But I think she almost kind of like I don't know if I can say this, but like it almost possibly like made her career a little bit because
Definitely,
it's like
she's probably made money from it.
I know she like does speaking gigs and stuff and talks about like being publicly shamed and shit.
And sucking Bill Clinton's dick.
She does a whole seminar about how to suck the president's dick. There was a show my dad was watching actually the other day about it. I thought it was pretty interesting, but anyways,
It all happens in America.
yeah,
Like, I don't think you ever get that anywhere else in the world.
yeah. I don't know, man. Like, and I feel like the old presidents, they were gangster as fuck.
Course,
like they
yeah.
can do all kinds of stuff, and like the new. Like
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
there's just too many cameras, too many people know stuff.
Yeah.
Everyone has a voice because of the internet and social media. So like, if
Yeah.
something like that gets out, you're over.
Game over.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I kind of wanted to go back a little bit because you're a DJ. People kind of know you. You're still like
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
coming up, but you're more famous in America, right? Like,
Yeah.
You're probably more famous
Yeah.
than over there, and that's probably because of Dirtybird, right?
Yeah. I
Like-
wouldn't say famous, but more well known here.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
Definitely. America.
At least in the electronic music
Yeah, yeah,
community, people
yeah.
like see you on lineups. And
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, for sure. America's been good to me, and that is mostly because of
Yeah.
Dirtybird helped me get me where I'm at for sure.
Yeah. So for people that don't really know your backstory, you're from Bristol, you said, in England.
Yeah, or
And-
near Bristol. Yeah.
Yeah, near Bristol, gotcha.
Yeah.
And you lived there pretty much until when? Like 16 or something like that? And then you moved to like Ibiza for a little
Yeah.
bit and then...
I've kind of I'm still there technically.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
always been there, it's still home. And then I just go back and forth. Yeah, I moved to Ibiza when I was 17.
Wow.
For
That's
like
crazy.
a summer, and then I did that until I can't remember how long I was there for. I think I did it for like 4 summers, or three and a half, 4 summers. So you go back and forth from like May to like October.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because summer is the only time people are going there
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
parties and shit.
Yeah, and then
Is there an off season? Like, do people even
Yeah.
go there in the winter?
no,
Yeah.
no one's there in the
Yeah, I
winter.
didn't think so.
Nothing happens. So it starts from May,
Yeah, that makes sense.
mid-May till October, beginning of October.
Yeah. So a lot of people like probably are thinking like the typical I guess like DJ path is like you make music in your bedroom until someone discovers you.
Yeah.
You maybe play a bunch of club shows opening for people until someone big like signs you or whatever.
Yeah.
But you've been kind of like doing this for a long ass time, right?
Yeah,
like
the grind.
You moved to Ibiza when you were. Is it proper Ibiza or Ibiza? Like
I don't know. I'm English, so we always say Ibiza, which is definitely wrong. It's actually Ibiza.
Ibiza.
So Ibiza town is spelled I'm awful at spelling. Evissa. Ibiza.
Ah.
Google this.
Because it's like Catalonian or something. Because it's I don't know
if it's from Catalan, but it's
because
near
like Barcelona has like the weird
Catalan,
spelling and shit too. Like
yeah.
It's not the same Spanish.
It's like a different language.
Yeah.
And then you got Basque as well.
Huh.
Which is different.
Interesting.
But I don't know.
But either way, so like, but you kind of had this different path where you were like grinding it out in. I'm gonna go with Ibiza. I'm just gonna go with Ibiza. You're grinding out in Ibiza, like doing club shows and shit when you're like 17.
Yeah.
So that's why you moved there, because you were working. You were like DJing and stuff.
I got a residency. I was super lucky. I went out there when I was 16. I got booked for my first show out there when I was 16 from one of my friends who I've just had on my podcast, Sam Devine.
Nice. That's cool.
So she booked me out there for like a little club show called Hush, and it's like a dope little. It's tiny. Dope little club though. It was like when it first opened, which is when I played, was like when all the workers would like. So all the workers work until a certain time and then they all go out partying afterwards. So this was like a kind of a workers bar. It would stay till like 8 in the morning. It was like a proper party place.
Nice.
It's not. I don't think it's like that anymore, which sucks. But it was cool. And then I just went out there and I just kind of like just went and met as many people as I could. And then a year later, I got given a residency.
Nice.
And kind of took it on from there.
So for people that don't really know what that means, that's like you're basically permanently kind of
literally 12
position.
hours a day. 12 hours a day DJing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. So it was like a day club or like nightclub or what?
So it's a beach bar. So it's like from 12 in the afternoon until 6, and then I take like a hour or two off.
Yeah.
And then until like 2 in the morning.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah.
That's a long time DJing.
Yeah, that was where I learned.
Were you able to like get off and pee and stuff?
Yeah. Or? Oh yeah. It's a lot more chilled.
Okay.
We had some.
Because it was a beach bar, like it's.
We had some really good parties in there, but
nice.
It was like it's a lot more chilled.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a club all the time.
Yeah.
But
that makes sense.
That's where I learned to DJ really. I knew how to DJ before, but that's where I really put that hours in.
So what gave you the audacity, like as a 16, 17-year-old to like just move there and like do that? You know what I mean? Because most like 16-year-olds, especially in America, they're just like goofball like high schoolers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're not even done with high school and stuff.
Yeah.
Like what series of events even like led to that point?
I guess the cultures are different in America and England.
Yeah, for sure.
Like we do things a lot younger. So I was clubbing at 6. I was going to clubs at 16.
Yeah.
Whereas because the legal age is 18 in the UK, whereas
to
here
drink all alcohol.
To drink anything, yeah. So it's like where here it's 21. People don't start going to like people drink obviously at university and things like that. But
I'd say like in high school it's like secretive, like house parties, and then when you go to college, that's when you kind of like start drinking before you're 21, like a lot more. But
it's pretty hard to get into clubs at a young age here unless you've got fake ID, but it's still pretty hard. Yeah. So it's kind of
because the clubs are on, like it's the club's fault if like something happens, kind of. So it's like they don't want to be held liable, so they'd rather just be strict about it.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
And when I was younger, I'm not saying that I'm old, but you didn't really get ID'd that much in the clubs that I was going to. You got ID'd occasionally, but I had a fake ID, so
yeah. And you only had to be 16 or whatever, right? Or 18?
You had to be 18, but we were going out at 16,
Yeah. Because that's the thing, if you make the age 18, you're going to get like 16-year-olds. If you make the age 16, you're going to get like 14-year-olds. So you got to like...
Exactly.
You got to have a little bit of leeway. You know there's going to be some younger.
Yeah.
But so at that time, because I know now you're like sober, you don't drink at all, don't do drugs and stuff. But like back then, were you like partying it up
occasionally?
And stuff? Yeah.
I've never been a drinker, really.
It's funny because I feel like that's like people, like they think it's so weird.
Yeah,
it's not that weird though if you really like analyze it. Like
I just don't drink. I just don't like it. I don't get me wrong, I used to drink, and I like, if I really wanted to drink, I'd go and have a drink. I'm not sober for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
I literally just don't like the taste of it.
So don't blame you. I don't blame you, man. Like I'm kind of, I like wine. Like some wine is really good. Like some beers are pretty good, but like just drinking like mixed drinks and liquor and shit, like it's not fun.
No. And I like, hangovers are the worst.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be on a plane with a hangover.
Yeah, and especially in your, like, now that this is your life, like, if you were drinking every night at a club that you're playing at, like, you'd be waking up.
That.
Yeah, it would suck.
I've got friends that, like, obviously do it.
Yeah.
And I've got friends that used to do it and now are sober, and they're like, oh my God, it's so much easier.
Do you ever...
Claude's not drinking anymore. I think he's given up. Justin's definitely given up.
Yeah.
Justin Martin. So it's like...
I feel like a lot of... Because now I think that the EDM like scene has grown so much that it's been amazing for DJs because they can have a touring, like, you know, because I feel like before the nightclub scene was more like you just go out to a nightclub because it's a nightclub, and now you're kind of like going out clubbing to go see a specific DJ or whatever. And like even in Atlanta right now, there's like 3 or 4 shows tonight.
Yeah, it's
like
crazy.
Oliver Heldens is playing.
Oh, is Oliver in town?
Isn't he playing? Yeah. I think Oliver Heldens is playing a show tonight, and
damn, no one's gonna do my show.
Minnesota, I think, is playing. He's like dubstep kind of.
I'll text Oliver.
So like it's funny because these 2 new clubs, so the club you're playing at and another club, I think they're all trying to compete. They're trying to be the top dogs. They're all just booking like crazy, like big names. So it's been cool for Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta's. It's because I played in opera last time, but the time before that, it sucked, man.
Yeah, where'd you play?
Can't remember. It sucked.
Terminal West.
No, it was tiny venue. But Atlanta's a hip hop. It's huge in hip hop.
Yeah, but it's grown a lot. Like especially with like, we had some pretty good festivals and stuff. Like as far as the electronic scene, in the past few years, especially. Yeah. And with like some good promoting groups that have like actually booked some good people and stuff. Yeah,
no, it's not. It's nice to see. It's like Atlanta's growing as a city.
For sure.
But the American house scene's changing.
For sure.
Slowly
I think
building.
Dirtybird had a big impact on it.
It's
100%.
Probably one that had the biggest impacts in the whole.
I would agree.
From like the EDM boom, like the horrible shit music. That like a lot of those kids have been like, hey, I want something different, and then Dirtybird is that branch to something different.
I would say so.
It's amazing. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Dirtybird is like not in a bad way, but it's kind of like a cult in America now.
No, it really is. It's Everyone's insane. Rocking the Dirtybird merch, going to the Dirtybird camp out. Like, it's kind of become like a cult thing.
But it's amazing.
Yeah, it's really dope.
It's done really well for American house culture, really.
For sure.
Definitely. Compared to like, it was nothing.
Yeah.
Really. Like 5 years ago, it wasn't really anything.
Yeah. And I think to kind of like go back to your early stages of music, like I know that getting on a label maybe isn't like, because before when you were on a record label it was because you needed distribution. Like you needed to like be able to move CDs and shit and like move records, like physical records. So you needed a company that was going to like make all that shit and pay for it for you. But now it's like you don't really need distribution so much, but you need like social proof kind of like,
you need a fan base.
Exactly. Like I like Claude, I like Dirtybird, I like that style of music. So if they bring a new artist in, you automatically know like they're co-signing on that. They're like, oh, this guy's got to be dope. Yeah. Like literally in the emails I was getting for your show from the promoters, it said Will Clarke, Dirtybird. Because like people are like, maybe they don't know your name, but they're like, oh, I know Dirtybird. And like that's they know that. It's like synonymous with a certain sound.
It's kind of crazy.
It's really cool.
It's amazing what they've done. I don't necessarily like how promoters do that sometimes, because it's like,
it's kind of putting you in a box that you don't want to be in.
I don't play Dirtybird music. And I never really have. I used to a little. Like I've always loved the label like, and it's like a super like Claude, Justin, they're like that's who I all used to look up to like produce, and I've always played their music, but the Dirtybird sound is not really my sound. But I understand why promoters do it, because it's like they need to make money, and if you know what I mean, and they get it across. But I think the more and more it happens, the more and more it will dilute it.
which is a shame, but I understand why they do it as well, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it totally makes sense, because I know people in general that, like, I think so many people, they just want to, like, latch onto something, you know what I mean? I think that's why that cult vibe, kind of like that, you know, it happens because people want to be able to associate with something and not have to think about anything else, you know what I mean? Almost kind of like with Apple or something. Like people want to buy into the iPhones, the MacBooks, everything, and they don't want to think about all the other like choices. Like,
that's because iPhones are so much better.
We can get into that debate later. But
are you on Android?
Kidding. I'm an Android dude.
I'm leaving.
Dude, I was green text bubbles to you.
Yeah, fuck, you were, weren't you?
I was green text bubble. Dude, honestly, I'm kind of like insecure when I text a new person.
Yeah.
Because I know that they're gonna be like, green bubbles.
I did. I remember.
You're like, this fucker. Green bubbles.
Never trust a green bubble.
I turned out okay though, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
We'll see.
We'll give it time. Give it time.
No, but it's true though. Like, people want to find, like, and I think that's another reason why, like, at festivals they have like the main stage too, because people associate like main stage with the best music. You know what I mean? So people that are like just getting into it.
I also think it's people want to belong. It's a belonging, and it's people want to relate to things, and like if you, especially over here in America, not so much in Europe, but like if you see somebody at the airport and they've got a Dirtybird top on, or they're wearing a Holy Ship t-shirt, or they're wearing whatever, like they can go up to each other and it like creates community.
It does,
and that's the best thing. That's the best thing about it, is that like, it sounds cliche, but it brings people together that
no, it totally does.
Bring people together.
It totally does, and that's like the reason why people put fucking bumper stickers of their favorite artists and shit.
Exactly.
You know, they want people to know, like, upon first glance, like, oh, I like this motherfucker. He likes Will Clarke or whatever. I already know that I'm gonna vibe with this. You know what I mean?
We've got an association with somebody, and I agree.
A lot of artists kind of have that. I feel like Claude kind of has that with Dirtybird right now, for sure. 100%.
Yeah, Dirtybird is definitely.
It's like synonymous.
Yeah.
So, anyways, to go back a little bit, because I think it's really interesting, especially like the fact that you moved out to Ibiza, like that's like the 17 and we're like working, like that's so dope to me. You know what I mean? Because especially as Americans, like moving to a different country that young, like doesn't click, you know? Because moving to a different country when you live in, you know, the EU or whatever, the former EU, I guess now with Brexit and shit, that hasn't really fully gone down. But
fuck's sake.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, going from country to country is almost like going from state to state here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like it's such a small condensed little area, and it's really dope because probably growing up, like, you went and visited a lot of different countries and got, like,
Europe's cool. It's I was 2.5 hours flight from home, which is like nothing. It's shorter than what I flew to get here today.
Yeah, exactly.
So my parents would come out a couple of times a year.
That's
my
cool.
brother and sisters would come out. A few of my friends would come out. So. And we're so lucky with mobile phones. Although mobile phones back then was more expensive.
Yeah.
But we had Skype then, so we can keep in touch with everyone.
Yeah.
I don't really miss anyone because you're in touch with people all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And you're on planes like every other day pretty much. So you're like, when you're in a different city, it almost probably doesn't even feel so far away. It's just like you're just on.
It's just another city.
It's all just another city.
And like even planes have Wi-Fi now. Yeah. So it's like
you can iMessage and whatever on the plane.
If you want, you can always be in touch with people. So I understand, like, it sounds young moving away at that age, but it's it's new. It's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And my parents were super supportive of me.
Yeah.
And they still are.
Yeah.
And like,
that's super dope. I think that's really important when you're young, is like the approval of your parents to do something kind of crazy. Yeah. Because I think a lot of parents just want their kid to like kind of stay in their lane or like follow in their footsteps a little bit.
I think it depends where you are again. Definitely in America, I find it's more, you must go to college, you must do this, you must become successful, you must make a lot of money.
Yeah, and it's not even, a lot of times it's not even about like necessarily like hitting like success or like money. It's more like, I think the parents just want you to have like
a nice life,
a good job, nice life, security, healthcare, benefits, nice house, and kids. You know, they just want to have like grandkids and be able to visit and stuff. You know what I mean? They're not asking like the world of you. Some parents do, but like they. So if you ever go off and do anything weird, like the podcast, parents are sometimes a little bit like, what are you doing? You know?
I think that's it. Like I think with my parents,
I don't think they ever really. No, unless they spoke about each other, I don't know. But like,
Yeah.
I don't think they've ever like wanted that of me. They've just been like, just do what you want.
Will's Will. He's not gonna like
Yeah.
work in an office or some shit.
I used to work for my parents. They own like a drug and alcohol rehab. And
really?
like I actually love working there because it was like
Huh.
always like interacting with people and things like that. But for me to go and work in an office,
Yeah.
I'd be
that would
the
suck.
most depressed person.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, oh my god, I should just go and get a normal job. It's easier. But
Yeah.
like, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I'd end up doing something else that's not in an office.
Exactly.
So, like, I'd be a chef, 100%.
Yeah.
I'd be a chef and then have my own restaurant or something like that. I could
like a
not-
crazy like meat cooking place.
I don't know, just good food. Just good food.
Yeah. When did you start cooking? Because you're always posting food on Instagram.
Man, I've always cooked with my mum.
Yeah,
Always. It was
that's
something that
cool.
we did. Like when we grew up, like my parents were like, they weren't that wealthy, so we just always like chipped in as family and like had a proper fun time and just always cooked and baked and things like that.
That's awesome.
And then it just kind of got from there, and I just carried on doing it. Really.
That's good.
The only person that doesn't cook is my dad. So
I feel like a lot of dads don't cook
Yeah.
though. I feel like a lot of dads, like the only cooking they do is like random breakfasts or like grilling burgers or something.
It's
Like,
just awful.
like they're the barbecue
Beans
master
on
guy.
toast. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Dude, British breakfast is really different than American breakfast for sure.
Yeah, we don't have as much sugar in it.
No, but you know what's weird is like a lot of European countries, they eat like cookies for breakfast.
Do they?
Yeah, like I lived in so a lot of people that listen to the podcast know this, but I was an au pair for like a couple of summers, which is really
Sweet.
interesting.
Wow.
So I lived in Spain for one summer and Italy for one
Yeah.
summer. I did it with two separate families. And like the kids for breakfast, they'd eat like chocolate chip cookies. Like
Really?
biscuits. Yeah. Like it was so weird to me. I'm like, especially in Italy. It wasn't as much in Spain. In Spain it was more like cereal and
meats, croissants.
yeah. But like even still, like, you know, eating cookies and croissants and all that bread in the morning, you know, whatever. It's just different. You know?
I don't know. Here I find is like bacon, pancakes.
Yeah, my thing is eggs. I love eggs.
I think eggs are worldwide.
Yeah,
if I'm honest.
for breakfast.
For breakfast.
Yeah,
I think anywhere you go, you get eggs for breakfast. But here it's like the bacon and pancakes and the waffles and things like that. That's insane.
Yeah.
French toast is huge here.
yeah, which isn't really even French.
No.
I've heard.
I
Yeah,
don't
it's not
think
really.
so. But
No.
I don't know. I can't stand that stuff.
Yeah.
It's like
You're pretty like healthy. You work out a lot. You're always posting about working out. Like you
try to.
Yeah.
I'm on no sugar at the moment, and it sucks.
Yeah.
It's the worst because I've got a super sweet tooth.
Me too, man. I'm trying to like lean down right now too, and I'm like, I go through. I sometimes I'm like, I see some chocolate or something, and I'm like, I have to just
See,
go for it.
I'm on no
I'm so
chocolate.
bad.
No chocolate until Christmas. You can have 100% chocolate though. That's what I have.
Like the dark.
It's 100% cacao.
Yeah, so it's bitter as fuck.
super bitter, but it's still that chocolate.
Satisfies
fix.
your like chocolate fix. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Okay, so we said like working out, food. I feel like when you look at your Instagram, it's like working out, like you post on your stories, food, shows, like promoting shows, your beard, and promoting your company, doing it for the Cuddles. That's like your Instagram.
Pretty much me.
And you're always posting on there. Like you have like I was looking at your Instagram. You have like 2,000 or 3,000 posts.
Yeah.
It's literally like an average of like almost like 2 a day or something for the past forever. Like I feel like people use Instagram a little bit differently back then than now.
Yeah.
Like if you scroll back on yours, like you pretty much like have just like all kinds of random stuff. Like
Yeah, and I still kind of keep it random.
yeah.
Like I still post something.
Some people are way too picky about like what they put in their grid.
Yeah, I don't really care if I dig it, I put it in.
Yeah.
It makes no difference to me.
Yeah.
It's my personal Instagram.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not like
Is that your main like social media pretty much?
yeah, Instagram. It's my most preferred one.
Yeah.
Twitter's good.
I feel like Twitter's mainly good for like people who are kind of like DJs, artists, people that are kind of like interested in them. Like you're getting like probably a lot of tweet mentions and stuff like that, and like stuff thrown at you. I feel like as a regular Twitter person, it's more of like digging through a bunch of random shit, and I don't really tend to like it as much.
Yeah, you're in a wormhole and just like...
Yeah.
Unless you follow just a certain amount of people that...
Yeah,
like,
I'd almost like rather be in Reddit or something like that, where like...
I've never even gone on Reddit.
Reddit's interesting because like you've got these different subreddits, what they're called, so they're like little communities. So like if you're really involved in certain communities or whatever, like I'm sure there's like a Dirtybird subreddit, and people are just posting shit like that in there or whatever.
I started a Facebook group, not a page, a group for me.
Yeah, for like your like fan base kind of thing.
Yeah, it's called the Cuddle Club, and
nice.
That I really enjoy.
Yeah,
it's super,
you can actually chat with people.
Yeah, and like I reply to everyone on my social media. I reply
That's
like
good,
anyone that messages me on anything. I reply, and comment back. I reply to all the comments.
That's good, man. Because I think people get way too like, they think they're almost like too good to like comment back to these people or whatever. But it's like these people are the ones that are obsessed with you.
They're the people that pay our wages. At
Literally.
the end of the day, they pay to see us.
Is it like a daily thing you're going through? Is it like kind of just constant flow of...
I spend so much time on my phone. It's so bad.
Well, you're probably also spending a lot of time in airports, on planes, in cars.
I have a lot of time. I have a lot of time.
In hotels.
Yeah. I have a lot of time to just like waste.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. So for people that are listening to this that don't really know, like, you know, they know you're kind of famous, whatever, but like how many shows are you playing per year? Like this past year, like...
This year, I think we just counted. We did 130 this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, that's nuts. 130, that's like almost one every 3 days. Like that's pretty... That's really good for a touring DJ, I feel like.
Yeah, it's amazing. I want to do 200. That's my aim next year.
Dude, I know that...
I don't know if next year probably won't happen.
Yeah.
But I think that's my aim to get
200
shows in a year.
Do you think a lot of them would be like multiple, like kind of you go to one area and then do like a few in kind of the nearby area and then go? Or is it going to be like all over?
Routing changes. For me... I just want to build in other countries. So I think 100 of those shows were in America this year.
Wow.
Maybe more.
That's nuts. 100 out of 130.
Yeah.
Where were the other ones?
In Europe.
Wow.
Back home.
Yeah.
So my plan is to do more in other countries and then build that up.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I do a lot in America, so there's not much more I can do.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Yeah.
And I don't want to like saturate the market. It's not good. Like, I don't want people to get bored of me.
No, and I know that you're like really good. You've kind of said this before that once a song like kind of comes out, you don't like to play it anymore in your sets.
Yeah, it's kind of bad. I've kind of changed it up a little bit because I play. Let's say for instance, one of my records is called Booty Percolating, and that's kind of one of my biggest records.
So people kind of come to you. And expect to hear it. Yeah.
But I played it for so long, I kind of stopped playing it, and then people were getting pissed. But then, so I did like a remix of it, and
That's cool.
And then redid it. But I've kind of stopped playing it. But I feel like more fans know me for other music now. So there's certain records I don't play.
Yeah,
and
maybe like Tiny Tambourine, like that's pretty big
I don't
one.
even play that anymore.
Yeah,
a lot of my sets now is just new music that no one's heard.
Yeah, which is honestly cooler, I think, for real fans because on one level, yes, they kind of want to go and see you play like your biggest hits and stuff, but at the same time, like I want to go to a show to hear something I haven't heard before a little bit. Because on one hand, house music is a little bit different. You're not like really singing along so much to the words and stuff. It's not like a band where you're playing your greatest hits. Yeah. It's like a different kind of vibe.
It's a strange, because I have this argument with my managers sometimes, and it's not really an argument because I actually completely agree with them. One of my managers like, you should play all your music you like you make, or like the music that everyone comes to see, because if you go to see Rolling Stones and they don't play all the Rolling Stones hits, then you're going to be pissed.
Yeah.
And I totally understand that. If you see me at a festival, you'll probably see a lot more my like bigger records.
That makes a lot of sense.
But if you see me in a club, it's gonna... my set changes every set. There's no set that's the same.
So a lot of people like don't really understand the difference between like a DJ versus like what a producer does versus like what you're actually fucking doing on stage. Like, can you kind of like clear the air of that? Because like you know, obviously, like, some people think, like, oh, this DJ, he, like, makes all the songs he's gonna play.
Yeah, yeah.
And, like, obviously that's not true. And then sometimes, like, people don't really get that you're just, not only are you a DJ, but you're a producer, you're, like, making your own songs, too. So you're both, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so producer slash engineer is, an engineer is somebody that actually does the actual work.
Mm-hmm.
So, like,
the computer.
controls the computer and everything like that.
Yeah.
And then the producer is the person that actually, like, has the ideas and is like going, oh, this. I do both.
I gotcha.
So I produce.
So the producer's got the ideas, the engineer's the dude actually working the shit, and you're
that's in like an old school.
No, that totally makes sense.
In like modern day, the producer and engineer is usually the same person.
Yeah, for sure.
But it depends. You get people that write music for other people. I write music for other people. Yeah. And they become the producer and I'm the engineer, really.
What do you mean by that? So, like, when people approach you, like, hey, can you...
Would you write a record for me?
Cool.
And so, like, I write for a few people, and I've helped write part of, like, pop songs and things like that as well. That's cool. Are you like featured on the credits and stuff? Like, are you credited as a person? Yeah, on one of them.
That's cool.
And like
So are you technically like ghost producing, or is it like it's pretty?
I think the thing with ghost producing is like
it's kind of like a sin almost. Like it feels like it, but at the same time it happens in all music.
It's like a huge thing, and it really annoys me because people talk shit on other people that somebody else wrote the record, and it's like. Yeah, someone else did write the record, but that person that whoever got the record made is still promoting the record, is still playing the record, it's a business, it's a music business.
Yeah,
so like,
and in the case of like Katy Perry or something, like
she didn't
write the song. She probably didn't even write the lyrics. She didn't write the melody. She didn't do anything, but it's her face and her likeness and her that's performing and whatever.
Yeah. 100%, and there's like a few controversy acts going around at the moment, and it's that like it's doing super well, and they're like, oh, we didn't write the music, but it's like, okay, if you have that much of an issue, don't go to the fucking shows. Like,
that's my thing, dude.
Don't talk shit, and don't like just let somebody do their own thing. Yeah. It's like I don't really have an issue with it. I know there's like one producer / engineer that like writes a lot of the same techno guys at the moment, and literally like there's a music download place called Beatport. I don't know if you've heard of it.
It's like you can get the highest quality like downloads for like mixes and shit.
It's just for DJ. It's just music
it's pretty
for DJs.
Much for DJs. Yeah.
And there's like the charts on there, and it's like a big thing to be on the charts, and it's like one dude pretty much wrote all of the charts in like one genre, and
that's funny.
And it's like. People don't know that, and
do you think that it's weird in the electronic scene because people are associating this DJ that they're going to see and play, and they're going to see a show, and then that DJ, I expect him to kind of like be the guy who like made this music that I like too. So it's like kind of a novelty to go see him perform, even though, you know, I think people, especially in the earlier days when like this whole EDM boom was kind of coming up, people didn't really know what the DJ was up there doing. Like, are they making the song right now? Like I think a lot of people were very ignorant to what was actually going on.
And I think that's the thing. It's just education.
Yeah.
But that comes with time, and considering like house music, techno started in America, like, and then Europe kind of took it on. Yeah. I think it's just naivety, really, and there's nothing wrong with that. It just takes time for people to learn. Yeah. And it's like at the moment there's the whole like techno things, like it's cool to be the techno producer or cool to listen to techno music, and it's like it's all these genres that especially I don't know, it's kind of in Europe as well, but especially here, maybe just I see it more because I'm here. But like everyone like thinks they're cool by saying, "Oh, I'm going to listen to techno tonight." Yeah. And it's like, it's just genres. Yeah. Like why? Like
it's like techno snob. Like it's kind of like being a hipster. Like, and I think there's a lot of people that don't really, they enjoy techno, but maybe like it's not their favorite thing, but they pretend like they love it more than they do, so that they can like seem more headier and like more intellectual almost, like.
And it's great.
Oh, you're going to see Hardwell, I'm going to see this obscure techno DJ at a dumpster, like some like random place that's
pretty
not
much
well known or whatever.
That's how it is, and it's like it's interesting to see it at the moment. It's like super. I don't know what's happened in the last like 6 months. It's just blown up for some reason, and like I love techno, but I've always have. And
well, you have a song called Techno Not Techno.
Yeah, that was just kind of a piss take, because just kind of for that whole reason.
I thought that was pretty funny. Like techno in parentheses, not techno.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's an interest. I don't know where I was going with that whole thing.
It makes sense. I was
going
to
ask.
Fashion.
It's fashion.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
It's the same as fashion. It all goes round and comes round. Like now the tempos are going faster. I think electro is going to come. Not electro, like bad electro, but I think electro is going to come back, or like more like bandy stuff. And
no, totally. You're totally right. Like what goes around comes around, and someone. I think that's the interesting thing about like new becoming old, is like people always take inspiration from something old, put a twist on it, and make it new. Like it happens in everything pretty much. You know, it's like if you introduce something that's so foreign, people aren't going to be attracted to it. Like there has to be an element of novelty to it that's slightly similar to something that they're familiar with.
People need to relate to it.
Yeah, like if you showed the Pilgrims that just came off the fucking boat, like some dubstep, like they wouldn't even realize that it's music. Yeah. But like dubstep was like kind of similar to like heavy metal music, and like so people that were into that kind of like gravitated to that. You know?
For sure.
There's like you kind of have like one foot in the other, you know. Yeah. But yeah, I was gonna ask you, where do you come up with like samples and shit? Because a lot of like your songs and, you know, like Claude's songs and stuff, they have like really interesting samples of like voices and stuff, like Shake That Tiny Tambourine or techno, or, you know, like just booty percolating. Like where do they come from? So
they're all generally our own lyrics.
Nice.
We make them ourselves.
So it's just off the top of the dome, you're like, I'm going to make it say booty percolating or whatever.
So the booty percolating was actually a sample of an old DJ Funk record.
I was going to say, I think
which was DJ Funk, which is the guy that I kind of collabed on the record with. Well, I wrote the record and just put his name on it.
Nice. Does that happen a lot?
No, it's just I used his sample, so I was like, half the song's his. So
exactly.
he should be part of it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But Tiny Tambourine started with me saying, shake your tiny tambourine and shake my tambourine, whatever it says.
Yeah, shake that tiny tambourine.
Yeah, and then
why were you saying that? Like, what was the?
So the story behind that is, at the first camp out, or was it the second camp out? I can't remember which one. I can't even. When did the record come out?
I don't know. Maybe like
last year. Was it
last year? Or a year and a half ago, something like that.
I can't remember. But at camp out, Claude was given a like really small tambourine, and like was literally every time I saw him, he was just shaking this fucking tambourine. And then I was in Australia. I think I was in Australia on tour, and I was like, "This is the best. It's the best lyrics.
Yeah.
Shake your tiny tambourine."
Yeah.
So I did the bass line. I think I did the bass line in England, and then just put vocals on. And then I sent it to Claude as a record, and he was like, "Dude, this is amazing. Can we do this as a collaboration?"
Is it your voice saying the sample?
So we mixed both of our voices. So it's both him and me.
It does kind of sound like two voices together, like a robot almost. Yeah. That's cool.
Techno Not Techno is actually Bot, the guy that I did with. Mm-hmm. We were in his studio in LA, and I think it's actually both of us. I can't remember, but literally we were just like techno.
Techno.
We were looking for vocals.
It's only one word.
Yeah, it's one word.
Techno.
We were looking for vocals.
That's funny.
And we just couldn't think of anything, so we just put techno.
Because especially with like house music, there's very minimal lyrics, so it's like you probably write the song and then you're like, we need something.
Yeah, sometimes, but I generally like to work with a vocal.
With the vocal first.
Or like during. So I write a bit of the song and then have a vocal and then work the vocal in.
That makes sense.
Because otherwise you're just like, you're trying to put a piece of puzzle that's not made for that puzzle.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. No, it totally makes sense.
I work with vocalists where I write the songs, or I write the record and then send it to them, and then they write lyrics, and then I might just go and write a whole new song for the lyrics.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
No, I can relate because I do a lot of video stuff, and like I always pick my song before I edit.
Yeah, you have
because
to.
Because if you edit to and then you try to put a song over it, it's not going to sync up with the music. Like you need that music to kind of show you the flow of how the thing is going to end up sounding. Like it totally
definitely,
makes sense.
Definitely.
Yeah, I was also going to ask you, like on certain records, like that you've done with other people, like how does collaboration? You kind of like talked about it a little bit, but like the collaboration, like in certain songs.
It depends.
Like, are you both in the studio, or are you like making something, sending it off, and they're kind of messing with it?
Most of the time, I like to be with someone. I really dislike doing a collab when we're not in the same room.
That makes sense.
Most of my collabs are done in the same room, but then somebody might send you a record and be like, hey, can we do a collab? And it be like a super cool idea, and I know exactly where I want to take it, so I can just ask for the stems. And so the Walker and Royce one we did separately. The Claude one we did separately.
Yeah.
I guess it's harder the busier you get, the less time you have time.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Like with the touring schedule, a lot of times are you like going in your studio and like making stuff, or are you kind of on your laptop, like on the go?
No,
making shit?
I very rarely write on the go anymore. I used to try, but I don't really enjoy it. When I have to be like in a really good mood, I have to be like really. I have to like have a. I'm very like scheduled. Yeah. So when I'm not touring, I'm at home and I wake up, go to the gym, go to the studio, and go to the studio all day long. Nice. Until I'm done, I'll eat, and then I might go to the studio again, or I might like just chill out.
I feel like people are so like, especially with DJs now, it's such an attractive thing. Like girls like, oh, you're a DJ. If they knew how like nerdy DJs are and have to be, like, you know, like making music, sitting in the studio for hours, like moving little shit around on the computer and stuff, it's like
listening to the same fucking beat over and over again. And not getting bored.
Yeah, exactly. Like if someone's in the other room trying to listen to you make a song, like they're probably just like, Jesus Christ, how many times is he gonna play this loop over and over?
My the dude that rents a room from me, he's like a proper techno producer. He writes like 134 to 140 BPM, like hard techno. Yeah. So like the house, he's in the basement. I've got a studio that's like an addition onto the house. And literally our house is just, for anybody that comes to visit, they must fucking hate it. Yeah. Because it's just like his really hard stuff and then my stuff, and it's like...
So it's an actual house?
Yeah, it's a
house.
Like
people live in the middle floor or something?
Oh, no. It's just me and him that live there.
Okay,
but
gotcha.
Like if anyone's comes in town and like visits or something...
Yeah, they're probably just like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's just not a friendly environment. Yeah. It's just the house music all day long. It's not nice.
So before you had your own studio and stuff, what were you like making music on, like at home? Did you have your own like little home setup and shit?
I was kind of lucky. I had like I just had like a room in my parents' house that was a music room.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, which is cool.
Are your parents musical at all?
My mum's a really good singer.
Nice.
My dad isn't necessarily musical, but he loves music.
He's like musically inclined and all that.
He's a music man.
That's cool.
He actually went to see one of my favorite bands the other day with my best mate, and I was like so annoyed because I wanted to go, but they were in the UK.
Who was it?
Slaves. It's like a punk. Don't think they're that big over here.
Yeah, I don't know if I've heard of them.
They're like a punk band.
Yeah.
They're dope. Funny. I love them. But my dad, he's like a punk. He loves punk music as well. Funny. So, where were we at?
You were saying like when you were younger, you had like a music room in your house, though.
And then my parents live on an old farm now. So we converted one of the barns, and I live in that. And then I have a studio in there as well.
Nice. That's awesome.
When I've always had a studio where I live. I moved to LA for a bit, and I had a studio outside of like a separate studio, and didn't really like it. Like it just didn't feel like right.
Yeah.
To have it elsewhere.
So right now you're based in Detroit, right?
Yeah.
And you live in the space where your studio is, or it's separate?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have a studio in the house.
Nice.
Which is amazing. Literally just finished it last week.
That's awesome. Yeah, I saw you like putting up the wooden diffusion things.
So
that's cool.
It's been amazing to get that done. That I'd say that's probably my first proper studio. It's like all properly sound. I spent some money.
I can relate a little bit.
Yeah.
Having my proper
dope,
studio.
Man. I love it.
Thanks, man. Yeah, for people that are just listening to the audio, you definitely need to go watch the video version because this is super dope for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. I also wanted to ask you. Okay, so you're touring all the time and shit. Like, when you're in a new city, do you have like a ritual or anything like that you have to do in order to like get in the zone? Because I feel like traveling can just discombobulate you so much. You probably got it like kind of down to a science.
It depends. Like, if I'm kind of sick at the moment, so when I'm sick, I generally just try and chill. But there's no really chill. Like last night, I finished the show at 2 a.m. Got back to the hotel at 2:30. Showered 3. I can never sleep straight after a show, so I was watching some like Anthony Bourdain food program till like 4, and then I got picked up at like 6:45 in the morning to go to the airport. So you don't get much sleep.
Yeah.
So, but when I'm not sick, I always go to the gym before a show.
Nice.
It's kind of the one thing, and if I can, I'm lucky.
Kind of resets you a little bit if you like sweat a little bit and like take a shower.
It gets me going, and if I can, I'll go for like a nice dinner with some friends, or I take fans out for dinner as well.
Oh yeah, because right now you're doing like a date with Will Clarke thing.
Yeah.
How does that work?
People just sign up for it, and then
That's dope.
Then I choose like somebody and be like, hey, let's go out with you and your friends.
That's sick.
Dinner. Yeah, I've always done it. I think on every tour, I've always done it. It's just nice to like interact with people. I can't do it on every show because like. Lots of things come in, like we're doing tonight and things like that, but
I saw you did that random show in Chicago the other night.
Yeah, that was random as fuck.
Like you literally were walking down the road and the promoter was like, yo, someone canceled or something.
Yeah, that was random. It was good though.
That's dope.
I've played a lot of times in Chicago this year.
That's cool.
And
you also played that show recently in LA, and you did like a benefit thing for the fires and stuff?
That's on the 6th of December.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
nice.
we're doing...
That's awesome, man.
Yeah. It's kind of the least I can do, really.
Yeah.
It's like... I don't usually like saying, like, what I do to help, but I kind of had to because it was helping to promote the show, which obviously makes more money, but it's like...
It makes more money to then donate, so you kind of have to, it makes sense. But my dad was talking about that the other day, like... Is it really charitable if you're just like promoting it or whatever?
Yeah.
But I think if the only reason why you're doing a good deed is to post about it on social media and you wouldn't do it otherwise, like, not saying that's what you're doing, but at least the good deed is happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like if I was doing a charity thing, I wouldn't ever post about it, like unless it was to sell tickets for the charity. But like if I'm donating money, I'm not going to tell anyone.
Yeah.
It doesn't. But
it's pretty cheesy.
Yeah, it is, and I don't like it when I don't like seeing people that are like, oh, I've given this much away. Like I'm not going to tell how much money we're giving to like how much they're
because that seems
because I'm just like it's just people don't need to know that, but it's just. If as many people can, like we're trying to do, I came up with an idea for the show is that we can do a live stream on Facebook, and then on Facebook you can do a click to donate.
Yeah.
So like I want to set that up so other people can like experience it and make it a bigger thing, and then you can you can raise more money and things like
because you have access to the whole world versus just one show.
Yeah,
that makes total sense.
But it's good to give back.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
I was gonna I wanted to talk to you about your brand too, like doing it for the Cuddles and everything. Like, how did that even start? Because I'm sure you've talked about this a ton of times, but like doing it for the Cuddles, like you're kind of synonymous with Cuddles now. Like, do you like? How did that even like get going?
It was just an inside joke with me and my friends. So like, damn, a long time ago now, probably 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I've got like three close friends back home, and we all like hang out. And I had split up with my girlfriend at the time, and I was like, right, I'm not having a go. I'm literally just concentrating on music, because I wasn't anything in music then. I was doing shows and things like that, and I was like, right, no girls. Like, I go on dates, but there's like no relationships or anything like that. And like, I was going on these dates, and then the guys were like, are you like sleeping with these girls? And they're like, I was like, no, I'm not, I literally just want to concentrate on music. So and they're like, you're just doing it for the cuddles, aren't you? And I was like, I guess so.
Guess so.
And then that's how it started, and then we all started hashtagging it.
Yeah.
And then obviously when I became more successful, it kind of caught on.
Yeah.
And then here we are.
Yeah, for sure. So now you've got this brand, and like, I appreciate the fact that your current lineup isn't just like standard like shitty t-shirts and stuff. Like, you guys have some unique stuff, like the glasses, and like the denim jacket, and like the velvet kind of hat. Like, those are all like really unique stuff. Like, how much are you involved in that stuff? Or
it's all me.
That's awesome.
My team don't have anything to do with that.
That's cool.
It's just me. I've always wanted like a clothing brand. And this is probably just the first one. This is just my learning the ropes. But fashion is like something that I've always wanted to get involved with, like, as well as music. I've always been into it.
They kind of go hand in hand most of the time.
I guess so. And people always say that, but all creative, anything to do with like creating does, I think. Same with food, chefing, like, goes hand in hand with music. Like, but I think it's because we're in creative industries that we're open to it, if you know what I mean. Like,
that makes sense.
All the fashion people want to be part of the music industry, and vice versa, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to look
Do you
cool.
ever feel like people are wearing your merch like just in hopes that they like run into you and like have a cool moment or something?
I don't know.
Like, I feel like some people are like that at music festivals and stuff. Like, they want to wear like an artist merch so that if they like run into them.
I think that's the whole point of it, right?
Yeah.
And again, it goes back to that being part of something.
And like, I see this guy at the airport wearing it, doing it for the Cuddles shirt or whatever. Oh, you like Will Clarke, whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like I know. Have you ever seen H3H3 on YouTube? They're like this couple. They make funny videos, and now they have a pretty successful podcast. Yeah. And they have a merch line called Teddy Fresh.
Okay, no.
And they said their goal was to run into somebody, approach them about Teddy Fresh, and them to not know who they were.
Yeah.
Because they want it to be like a standalone clothing line, like stands on its own without their fame and success.
Same with me.
Yeah, like it would be dope if someone's wearing it, doing it for the Cuddles shirt, and they have no idea who you are.
Yeah, that's the goal. Because if you actually look on the Instagram, there's probably like 3 pictures of me on the Instagram.
Yeah, there's not.
And then on
the lookbook and everything.
On the Facebook, there's nothing of me. On the website, there's nothing of me. Yeah. I don't like people calling it a merch. Well, people can call it what the fuck they want. Yeah. I don't call it a merch brand because it's not Will Clarke merch.
It doesn't say Will Clarke anywhere.
It doesn't say Will Clarke anywhere. It's got nothing to do with me apart from the fact that I started it. If that makes sense.
No, that totally makes sense.
So, yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
Yeah.
It's expensive to run a brand. Like, it would be amazing. My goal is to just sell everything out, like, quick.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Because you guys just released, like, a pretty good size run.
Yeah, we released, like, 9 items.
That's awesome.
Which is the most I've ever released on there.
Wow. Because before it was, like, mostly hats and stuff, or?
No, we did. So, the ones before actually aren't on the new site. I changed sites and didn't put the old stuff on because I wanted to change the look of the brand a little bit. But we've always had bomber jackets, hoodies, hats. A hat was the first one.
Yeah. I feel like you're always wearing a hat.
Yeah, I always wear hats. But yeah, this one we've got a pair of sunglasses, we've got slides, socks, two hats, 2 t-shirts, a hoodie, and a bomber jacket.
Nice.
And it's all pretty good quality stuff.
Nice.
It's not like
Yeah.
your normal merch t-shirt. It's all super well made. And
I think a lot of respectable people are going that route. Like they know that, because for me personally, like I've thought about this, like, oh, how cool would it be to have Andrew Deitsch podcast shirts and stuff, and like we've talked about, like, you know, I've got all the fucking branding going on, but for me, like a shirt, like I wouldn't wear that shirt, so I wouldn't be stoked to make that.
Exactly.
Like, it's one thing if it were here in the studio and we've got the fucking cups and the stickers and everything, but it's like, it's another thing if I'm out in public wearing a giant shirt with my name on it. Like that's kind of cheesy, you know.
That's the thing. Is like that's why I didn't do Will Clarke much, because it's like Will Clarke's just a fucking name. Yeah. It's not like it's like a cool name where whatever's.
It's not very good for search engines. Like when you type in Will Clarke, right? Everything comes up.
Yeah, but it's like if it was like a band name, it'd be different. Yeah. Because it's a band name. It's like Will Clarke is just a normal name. I think I'm gonna do a tour T-shirt. I'm working on some designs for a tour T-shirt. Nice. But it's gonna be a bit different to like what it's. I don't know if it's gonna say Will Clarke on it. Yeah. But it might do. I don't know.
Is it just weird for you to have your name like on other people's stuff?
Yeah, I really don't like it.
Yeah, I'm the same way, dude. Like I'm like, I don't know. It's one thing, you know, if I'm on stage or something like that or whatever, but it's like, or you know. But it's a totally different thing if you're walking in. It's almost kind of weird with like football jerseys and stuff, like people rocking your name on their back and stuff. Like it's kind of odd.
I think it's something that you'd obviously get used to, like the bigger you get. But it's like I'm not that egotistical that I want people to be wearing my brand because they love the clothes. Yeah, exactly. I'm not fussed if people want to wear the brand because of my name. If that makes sense.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense for sure. Like, you're pretty much like based in America right now and everything, and like you're pretty famous in America. You're kind of trying to expand. Do you think that, like you said, doing it for the Cuddles, like it's also kind of expanding into a label too, or like doing it records or something like that?
So yeah, it was gonna be cool doing it records, but now it's all just gonna be under doing it for the Cuddles. Nice. So it's just all gonna be one brand. So yeah, we're launching that next year.
Nice. So you're gonna be like releasing music on doing it for the Cuddles records. Yeah. That's awesome.
It's not gonna have a records name. It's just gonna be called Doing It for the Cuddles. Gotcha. It's just gonna be one brand.
That makes a lot of sense.
So I think that's March.
Nice.
The first record comes out.
Is it pretty much just gonna be you, or do you have like other artists?
All
that are
gonna be me. It's all gonna be me unless I find records that I really, really love. But there's so many record labels nowadays. I want to be able to give artists like a reason for them to sign.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
When I first started out, I signed so much music to labels that like they don't work your records, they don't help you out, and they're just releasing music and it's pointless.
It's growing them, not really you.
Yeah, and it's pointless because music's a strange art at the moment, especially with like all the streaming services and things like that. It's like music is a very throwaway. And this is my personal opinion. Music's a very throwaway art at the moment. Like
no one's paying for music.
No one's really paying for it, which is fine. Like artists now, Spotify is in and iTunes is. You made a bit of money from iTunes, but now the streaming services, you can make a lot more money. It's not to what it was with vinyl sales and CD sales.
Yeah, not even close.
But it's slowly getting up there. But you don't walk into an art gallery and take the art off the wall and just put it up in your house. Yeah. Whereas music is kind of like that. So if I was to create a label, I want to be able to create something that I can really give back to the artist, if you know what I mean. And by that,
it's valuable for both of you guys.
Yeah. And I just want it to be fucking dope.
Yeah, of course.
And I think that's the concept of what I want the label to be. It's taken me like probably 2 years. I was supposed to launch it this year, but it just hasn't. It just didn't feel right. It's not the right time, and the music wasn't there. And I just want it to be. There's there's no such thing as having it perfect.
Yeah.
But I want it to be as good as I possibly can make it, where I just want to be super proud of it. That's the thing. I don't really care if anyone listens to it.
Yeah.
But I just want like the artwork to be amazing. So I've got this this amazing tattoo artist called Georgia Edwards. I think that's her surname. She's from back in London, and she's doing all the artwork for it. And it's like, it's like she sent me the first artwork the other day, and it's like exactly what I want it to be.
That's awesome.
It transfers to like going into the clothing brand as well, and we can put the artwork on the clothing brand, but it doesn't look like a record sleeve. It looks like actual art.
That's awesome.
And just the concept of the record label is just, I want it to be I don't want it to be a label that just releases music and music and music. I want it to be like something a little bit special.
Yeah. What's your opinion on like albums and stuff? Because I mean, traditionally, artists were releasing like full albums, 12 songs, whatever, 10 songs, and then there's like, you know, the EP and blah blah blah, like where you kind of release like a few songs. What's your kind of take on all that? Because obviously, recently you've been pretty much just putting out singles, right?
Yeah.
Is that just kind of like the nature of music right now? It's just like,
I love albums. I just feel that the way music is kind of put out, it doesn't help albums.
Yeah.
So like, by putting out singles, everyone's eyes is on that one single. If you put out an album, everyone's eyes is going to be on one or two records, and then the other records are just going to be like flopped.
Yeah, no,
Whereas
it's totally true.
When you bought an LP, like a vinyl or a CD, yeah, you might have your favorite songs. We all have our favorite songs, but you've paid for the whole album. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely going to do an album. I'm definitely going to do lots of albums. I'm working on a new project at the moment, and we're launching some EPs and singles, but that's going to have an album. It's going to be an album-based project.
Nice.
And I think an album allows you really to be artist. Like now, people expect house music from me, if you know what I mean. Which I understand, and I have no issue.
Yeah.
I love house music. That's what I do. But I write so much more music. I write down tempo music. I write drum and bass. I write electro. I write hip hop. I write lots of music. So
I think that's why a lot of artists will like go under a different name, though. You know,
Yeah,
because like Will Clarke, the name is synonymous with like house music. So if you started making music under, you know, some other name and it was a different type of music, people kind of get it. And I think that's why a lot of DJs have been doing that recently.
But I think an album allows an artist to to be an artist. Singles keep you in your niche market.
Yeah.
Albums allow you to be truly you, who you want to be. And not saying that I'm not being me, because I am.
Yeah.
But I'm not releasing all the music I want to release. And that's why I'm starting the record label.
Yeah.
So I can release, like, the first single is a single called Promises. I've been playing it for a while. I've had it done for a while, and it's...
Someone actually, because I posted in the Dirtybird ATL group, I was like, yo, do you guys have any questions for Will Clarke? I'm going to be talking to him.
Yeah.
Someone asked me when Promises was coming out.
So it's like not a record that people would necessarily expect from me, because it's a little bit more progressive. It's got more vocals in. It's an actual song.
Yeah.
But I've been I've been writing remixes. I've been doing remixes the last year and a half that kind of sound a little bit more like that. So when it comes out, it's not a surprise.
Yeah.
So there is a plan behind the madness, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I've got it all in my head. It's just working out. But Promises will be out next year, 100%.
Nice.
100%.
Dude, what was it like hanging out with Idris Elba?
He's a cool dude, man.
Are you guys like homies? Like, because I know you did a remix for him, right? Like, he's crazy famous right now. Like, he was just like the sexiest man in the world or some shit.
I saw that. See, like...
People magazine named him like sexiest man on earth or some shit.
Yeah, I didn't realize how famous he was.
Because he's got so many things going on.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
He's doing a film with The Rock at the moment.
Yeah, like he's doing like crazy films.
Yeah.
He's he's making music. He's doing everything, man.
He's a cool dude. Like, he's a cool dude.
Dude, Akbar's gonna join us.
What's up, man?
This is John, photographer, dude.
What's up, man? This guy.
But yeah,
is
Idris Elba, like, he is just so multifaceted. He's doing so many things, like, you know. And so you're friends with him on that regard, like.
Yeah, it was kind of like. Through my I'm managed by the same team that manage MK, and he's homies with MK.
Yeah.
And then he asked me to do a remix, or he asked my team if I could do a remix for him. And I've met him a couple of times. Like, we speak on text. Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't say he's a close homie because don't know him that well. If you know what I mean. But he's such a cool dude, and he's super successful and works his ass off.
Yeah.
And I'd love to like hang out with him more. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, because my brother and I, we went to Tomorrowland this year in Belgium, and we saw him play.
Yeah.
And we were like, what the fuck? Like, this guy is like, he's like an actor in movies, but he's also like a DJ. And like also Virgil Abloh, the Off-White guy, he was playing there too. It's like crazy.
Yeah.
Like, so weird. Like, what do you think about people that are like kind of big in this one area, and
I think it's
Shaq too. Shaq's a DJ now. DJ Diesel.
Shaq's that's a different kettle of fish. We don't need to talk about Shaq, but I'm sure he's a lovely guy. He's fucking huge, that dude.
He's huge.
I saw him in Miami, and he's huge.
Yeah.
Like, I'm short as fuck as well, and he's huge.
Yeah.
But the whole Virgil thing, he's a dude, man. I played with him. I've done one show with him before. Briefly met him. I respect him a lot.
Yeah.
He was a DJ. He was always been a DJ. That's the thing.
Oh, really?
And people were like, oh, why is he a DJ now? And it's like the same with anybody that's slightly successful. It's like, why are you telling everybody that they have to just do one thing?
Yeah.
It's like, fuck off.
That's true, man.
Like, just allow us to do what we want to do. And it's like if I became a crazy fashion designer now, it doesn't mean I'm going to stop DJing.
Yeah.
It's like, and there will be those people that are like, why is Will Clarke a DJ, and not realise my background.
Yeah. They're like, he's doing it for the Cuddles clothing line now. What's he doing DJing now? That's funny.
So, I don't know. I whoever wants to be a DJ, whoever wants to be successful, just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Just be good at it.
Yeah, I don't think that there's so much like hating on other artists and stuff like that. Like, you know, people want to hate. It's easy to hate on the big guys too. Like, it's easy to hate on like Dimitri Vegas and Like Mike, or like Hardwell or Tiesto or Marshmello, or any of these guys that are like so huge. But it's like, at the end of the day, they're doing their thing, whatever. They're making their money. Like, you know.
And they're super successful. Like, there's a market.
They're kind of doing a different thing.
There's a market for everyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
We need the commercial people. And it's not necessarily commercial. We need the people that are writing that much music, that type of music, to appeal to the people to go to their shows.
It's true.
And those people that go to those shows eventually like, fuck this music, I can't deal with it anymore, and then come to our shows. So
exactly.
Sweet.
That's what I was going to say. You kind of talked about that earlier. It's almost like it's people that have been listening to other stuff, and they almost kind of like graduate to listening to like house music or whatever. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It totally happens. Like, and then eventually become techno snobs.
Fucking techno snobs. I get so much shit on Instagram, on Twitter, from like techno snobs.
That's hilarious.
So many haters out there. It's amazing.
That's funny.
Made me laugh.
Yeah. I also, of course, we have to talk about your beard, because your beard is like iconic. And right now it's No Shave November. I've kind of got a little bit more beard.
Do you call it No Shave November? Because we don't call it that. We call it Movember.
Well, I think Movember got kind of taken over by like a men's health like thing. It's like for prostate cancer.
Yeah, that's what it was always for.
Yeah.
Movember was always a charitable thing.
It was a charitable thing, but I don't know what happened in America where it was like No Shave November and then Movember like kind of clashed. Yeah.
Okay.
And so like, yeah, I don't know. But either way, Movember I think is more just the mustache.
Yeah,
No Shave November is everything.
Everything.
And I was already kind of like growing it out a little bit, and I'm like, hey, you know, it's kind of a fun time of year to have a beard, like, you know, grow it out a little bit more. But like, you've been growing your beard for like 5 years,
Yeah,
6 years?
5 years.
How like, did you, I mean, because people always want to know that kind of stuff. Like, so one day, did you just decide never to shave again? Like, what was the reason?
I was bored of I'm pretty hairy. So like, if you didn't gather, I was just bored of shaving. So I was like, I'm just gonna grow a beard. And then my parents, they run a charity, like a mental health charity.
That's awesome.
So I was gonna grow it for a year and cut it off and raise some money. But halfway through that year, I became a little bit more successful and got press shots made, like new press shots, and I had the beard in the press shots, which is actually still the press shots I use now, which is kind of crazy.
I was going to say, when I was looking back, because I was trying to create like a couple of promo things, and I was like, I found the one image that they were using for the show tonight, and I was like, this picture's old, because I found some old interviews of yours, and they had that in there.
It's like, they're like 5 years old now. I need to get some new ones done. I just hate doing photo shoots.
Yeah.
And then I was like, sorry, mum and dad, I can't shave it off.
Yeah.
Like, people know. And it, honestly, having the beard, it's helped. I do think it's helped me
I would
a lot.
agree. Dude, that's why, like, Marshmallow wears the freaking hat and Deadmau5 has the head. And everyone's trying to, like, differentiate themselves somehow to look different. Because, like, you see a guy DJing up on stage, like, I don't know who that is, at a music festival.
If I shaved this off, nobody would fucking recognize me.
No, I actually I found on your Instagram a couple of pictures of you with no beard. It was pretty hilarious.
I look like a 12-year-old gay porn star. I look so young, it's ridiculous.
A 12-year-old gay porn star.
Yeah,
that is
so
oddly
wrong.
specific.
So wrong.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I totally agree, man. I think the beard has definitely helped, and like especially with the GIFs that I made.
Yeah, man,
like,
they're amazing.
Dude, so like for people that are listening to this, like I've talked about this a decent bit recently, is about the GIFs, but like on Instagram stories you can put little like animated GIFs on stuff. So I made Will a couple of GIFs.
Yeah.
And they've been blowing up, dude. Like people
they're crazy.
People are really digging them, and people are like sharing them that don't even know you. That's the cool thing.
Yes.
Because the beard is like kind of cool. People are searching the term beard or whatever, and it comes up. Yeah.
Yeah. One of my friends, she texted me the other day a picture of somebody using it in like a liquor store or something, and she was like, "This person doesn't have a fucking clue who you are, but they're using your GIF. It's amazing."
You know, it was really funny. This artist the other day, he has like almost 1 million followers. I can't think of his name. He has like 900-something thousand followers on Instagram, whatever. He was posting a story about how this other artist had totally copied his art.
Yeah.
And he was using my GIFs in that story to like, and he used it multiple times. Like he used my face like a few times to convey like, because I have this one where I'm like stroking my beard like, and he was like, which one does this look like mine? Is this mine? Is he copying? And it was funny because I was in my head thinking like, it's funny because he's talking about how this artist is using his thing, and he is using my thing, but obviously mine was designed to be used in a public, you know, whatever. I didn't care, but I just thought it was ironic that he was using it in that capacity. But it is funny, like, and actually, I'm stoked that you kind of shared it because a couple of other DJs and stuff have reached out to me because of it. Like,
yeah, man,
people that follow you and stuff, and also like a few people. Like there was one of your friends. She was like, he's managed to make himself into a GIF. I don't know how. Like,
that
was so funny. I thought that was so funny, dude. I actually reached out to her because I was like, that was hilarious.
Was that Charlie?
I can't remember who it was. It was Charlie. I think so.
She's my friend from. She does like, so the radio. She does radio back home. She's like a Kiss DJ. Yeah,
but radio in like the UK, like BBC radio and stuff, is totally different. Like so different than in America. Like there's no. If you're gonna listen to like house music or like, you know, anything, it would have to be on like Sirius or like satellite radio or something, because over here there's no like, or
a podcast. There's no specialist radio here, which is sad. They in Miami there's Revolution Radio, that started as a specialist radio show, but it has to make money and it's expensive to run a radio show. The thing with the BBC is obviously it's publicly funded, right? Yeah, because like British Broadcasting Company. Yeah, our license. So we pay for a TV license, and our TV license covers a few TV channels and also the radio. That makes sense. The cool thing about BBC Radio is you can swear on the radio, and it just like gives a disclaimer at the beginning. It depends. Yeah, well, because I've heard of it a few times, like on like replays of stuff, and they're just like,
this program, blah blah blah, has foul language. If you viewer discretion is advised, or whatever.
So if it's like a live performance, they'll do that. And if it's past the watershed, which is like a time where you're allowed to kind of it's like past 9 p.m.
They do have that on TV here a little bit. Like you're allowed to swear after a certain time, and like they can show like more nudity and stuff. I think. But I don't really know though.
I've done stuff with the BBC, and if you swear, it's a nightmare for them.
Do they fine you? Like, do they charge you money?
No, they don't. But it's a nightmare for them. They have to go through like loads of hoops and write loads of forms out and just hope that nobody complains.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's why I love this podcast format, because like I have my own distribution. I can say whatever I want. I can have whoever I want on.
It's amazing.
Like, it's really cool because, you know,
you're not going to get fired as well.
Yeah, I'm not going to get fired. And honestly, like, I've thought about this a lot. Like, if a radio station, like, approached me and wanted to, like, have my show be, like, a thing, like, I don't think I could do it just because of the nature of it. Like, I'd have to, like, downplay so much of it and, like, input ads in certain places. And, like,
I've done podcasts.
I'm not interested.
I've done podcasts kind of like this, where they do ads in the middle, and it's so fucking annoying. It's like...
No, fuck that.
The whole flow just like dies, and you're just like, this is just pointless. Just do your ads at the beginning.
And that's also why I don't do like an intro at the beginning. Like I'll record an intro later. Because it's awkward for you if I'm just like at the beginning, like, today my guest is Will Clarke. He's done this, and you're just standing there like, yep, I've done that. Like, you know, like when do I start talking?
Yeah, like, I think it's podcasts like that are interesting. But each to their own, right? Like, they can do what the fuck they want.
Also, podcast is like such a generic term. It's almost like the term song. Like, everyone, when you think of the word podcast, because they're kind of new, you have an idea in your head of what a podcast is, but really a podcast can be anything. Like, your podcast is a music podcast. My podcast is a conversational podcast. Like, it's very different. And
100%.
Like, it, you know, almost couldn't be farther. And then there's fiction podcasts that are more like a Netflix show for your ears and, like, all kinds of stuff. So
definitely.
It's almost kind of like, oh, I make songs.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of songs? But if you say, oh, I have a podcast, people will ask you what kind of podcast. But they're also it's such a new thing that they don't really get it.
Yeah, podcast
it's kind of hard.
It's got big in the last,
really
like,
big.
Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan kills it. Dude, he's my biggest inspiration for this show, man. Like, I love the long form, like, I'll do, you know, I like this kind of setting where we can say whatever we want, we can talk however we want. There's no sponsors that I've got to, like, please or, like, you know, cut for ads or whatever. Like, you know, it's just me, like, talking with people. And
that's when you get it.
Really dope.
It's when you get the best interaction. That cat is so good. Sorry, but it's the best cat.
He's the chillest cat. If you're listening, even if you're watching, you can't see him because he's out of the frame. But this cat is the cutest cat ever. He's a munchkin cat. He's the studio cat for sure. He's got short little stubby legs. So he just ran away. He just ran away. But he's got short little stubby legs, so he's basically like a wiener dog, but a cat version.
Yeah, I've never seen a cat like that.
Yeah, and most of the time they actually die really early because it's basically a birth defect. It's like, it's really sad. It's like a birth defect, and a lot of them, it's funny because, like, him, for example, because his paws are short, he can't, like, do the normal stuff that cats can do. Like, there's certain areas that he can't scratch himself, or, like, you know, cats with longer legs, they can, like, scratch their face. Like, he can't really scratch his face as well. So he loves it when you scratch his face.
You should do a GIF with him.
For sure.
Like, you know,
he could be famous.
You know the T-Rex that can't switch the light or anything? You should do that.
With Akbar with the tiny arms. And his name's Akbar. He's named after General Akbar from Star Wars. Like, it's a trap. Like, that's him. That's General Akbar.
That's amazing.
Yeah, when I first met, because he's not my cat, when I first met him, I was thinking like Muslim Allahu Akbar, like the fucking like, you know, whatever they, you know, I don't know, but Akbar, the kitty cat, he's cute. He's amazing.
Cute cat.
Yeah, here he comes.
Here we go.
We've got Akbar.
Come on.
No, and that was the funny thing about putting the studio in this space, like, because Akbar kind of came along with it, like. He's kind of a treat for people that come over, you know, like, he's an awesome little surprise. Awesome. Like, people don't really think about it, but yeah, Akbar's the shit. Yeah. Yeah, man.
I can't believe.
Do you have pets or anything? Like, growing up, did you have pets?
Yeah, I've always been around dogs. My parents have, like, 2 dogs.
Yeah.
4 horses.
Wow.
And a cat. You said
chickens. Your parents also run like a rehab?
Yeah.
Do you think that like plays into like anything of like why you're sober now? Like, you know, you've seen kind of like the effects of how bad it can get?
Subconsciously, probably.
I'm sure.
Like, my mum's always worked in rehabs.
Yeah.
So I used to go to work with her when I was super young.
So you've been
So
around
I've
like a lot of
always been around
people in
it.
recovery
Some
and
of my
stuff.
like youngest memories have been in like mental health places or like rehabs and things like that as a kid. So
That's interesting.
yeah, it's definitely subconsciously. But like my dad drinks, my mum doesn't drink, my brother and sister, they both drink. It's not something that's like pushed on. It's just you choose what you want to do. Really.
No, that makes sense actually.
But I just don't. It can fuck you up.
For
big
sure.
time.
It
And-
really can, for
and
sure.
It's at this moment in time, it's very apparent in the industry.
Yeah, I was going to ask
Very
you about
apparent.
that too. Like, you know, mental health has become like a giant issue
Mm-hmm.
in the United States, like especially with the amount of like the rate of suicide, like the rate, especially in males.
Mm.
Like, I think that was a used bottle, but you can drink it if you want to. The amount of like.
I'm sick. You don't.
That
wanna
wasn't
use
yours. That wasn't yours.
Was
that
not
was
mine?
my bottle.
No, it's
it
yours.
was my bottle.
You
It was
can
my
go for
bottle. It was my bottle.
No worries.
It was my bottle. No, but the mental health stuff, like it comes up like a lot, you know,
Yeah.
especially with people in creative industries, because a lot of times, you know, your art is like sitting in a dark studio, like making music for a long time, and it can be kind of like a depressing situation, or you're traveling all the time and all these people like from the surface level like love you, but maybe you don't have any like real homies, real friends you can like confide in, or you know, all that kind of stuff. And also like burnout, like people are working themselves to death and they have no like quality of happiness, like quality of life. Like
I think that's the thing. People, mental health is a crazy thing.
Yeah.
Like, and it's the thing is you can't see it. That's the difference. It's not like somebody's disabled or handicapped, like where you can see it. But also in this, I can only speak for myself, and through my experiences, and drinking drugs don't help at all. But also the schedules are crazy, and I think a lot of that now is about having the right team and the right people around you. And if you don't have the right people around you, you're just going to be worked to the ground because everyone just wants to make their money.
I mean, I hate to bring. I mean, it needs to be brought up, like the whole like Avicii thing.
Yeah.
Like, his documentary was really powerful.
I've not seen it yet.
I watched it on a plane actually, because it was hard to find, because after he passed away, they actually pulled it.
Yeah.
But it's hard to watch a little bit, because the ending actually, they end on a positive note.
Yeah.
Like he seems like he's in a better place and all this stuff, and then of course what happened. Like
Yeah, I've not seen it.
it was really powerful though, because it was kind of an example of, you know, having those people around you, because when you've got all these people that are kind of like yes men that will kind of just, their livelihood is dependent on you killing it and doing more shows. Like the more shows you do, the more money they can make.
Yeah.
And so you've got to have people around you that have your best interests actually in mind, rather than someone who just wants to make money.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. And I understand the whole money thing is a business. People have to make money, but it's like, how much money do you have to make to be happy? And But I think the whole mental health thing, and I think that's why not so long ago, earlier on in the year, I had a friend die, and that was due to alcohol. And it's like, you don't necessarily know, because we're always on the road. Like, you never really see somebody for longer than a night, and everyone's fucked up and having a party.
Yeah.
So you don't know how much someone's actually drinking or on the gear or something like that. Like, so for me, the making aware of it is so much better, and it's still a long way to go. Just needs to carry up. People need to carry on talking about it.
Mm-hmm. You know,
Pretty
like
much.
your job is like kind of making people's night a little bit too. Like
100%.
people are like so stoked to come see you, and like, do you ever feel the pressure? Like, I mean, you've been doing it so much. You did 130 shows this year. It's almost probably second nature to you.
Yeah.
So you're not really nervous about it.
I
but
never get nervous.
Yeah.
The last time I got nervous was probably, I played Coachella. I played Coachella this year, but last year I played it, which was my first time, and
That's a big show.
I kind of got nervous then a little, but nerves keep me like going. I love it. I love it. But I think there's like I was talking to one of my old managers when he was managing me. It's actually Ozzy Osbourne's son that did it. Yeah, the one that he wasn't on the show.
He wasn't on the show at all.
He wasn't on the show.
Huh.
So he's older.
So he's normal as fuck. He's probably
definitely
pretty
not normal.
He's still Ozzy Osbourne's son.
I hope he's listening because he's a G. I actually really like. His name is Louis. He's a really nice guy.
That's cool.
And he used to be quite a big DJ as well. And it's always resonated with me what he said. He was like, he was waking up in a hotel every day. He was like waking up with like a different girl every day. He was always like having hangovers and like he was just not really enjoying it. And it was
you can only do that for so long.
A new city. And he was like, and then one of his friends turned around and he was like, yeah, but you're not just doing that. Everybody that like comes to see you, they're escaping their life. You're making somebody's weekend. You're making somebody's night. Like all week somebody's waited to see you, and like you're entertaining people. You're entertaining the 9-to-5ers, the people that they hate their job, but what they spend their money to escape, and that's by going to a club and doing whatever they want to do, listening to your music. And I've had it a lot recently where like people have come up to me and like, your music's like super like helps me get through like dark times. And you never think of it like I would never think somebody's gonna listen to fucking Boot Percolating to help them get through dark times. Like, come on, bruv. Like, but it does. And it's like, I think it's super hard as an artist to think like we're listening to the same music over and over again whilst writing it. Like it gets put out, people enjoy it, happy days. But you don't understand, like I've had music that's like, we all have music that we love, brings back amazing memories. Totally. Like I don't know anybody that doesn't have a song that brings back memories.
Yeah,
like
for
that's
sure.
Pretty much the only thing. Like music and food.
Yeah.
There's not really much else that like brings back the memories that those two things do, or like smells or something like that. Like, and I think I can forget, I can't speak for anybody else, but I can forget how powerful it actually can help people.
For sure.
So I think it's just knowing.
It's another thing with podcasts too.
Yeah.
Like you know, you 100%. Listen to someone like Joe Rogan that has his shit together. He's working out every day. He's talking to cool people. You start to get like this hope. You know, like you get like another person's perspective in your brain, and you realize that life could be like kind of another way, sort of. You know. It totally happens. I listen to stuff when I'm at. I don't listen to music when I'm traveling. I listen to podcasts, and it helps me. It's like hanging out with friends you never actually get to talk to.
It's like hanging out with your homie.
It's true.
Because like I'm always by myself, really, and not that I care. Like I'm a massive. Because
people are probably thinking you're touring everywhere. Because I wasn't really 100% aware of it either. Like, are you touring with your manager? Are you touring with your whatever? You're pretty much all by yourself most of the time when you're traveling.
Yeah, all by myself, unless I have like a photographer with me. But
is that pretty much just for like the big shows or ones that he can make it to?
Generally West Coast. Everything in West Coast he comes just because he's based in the West Coast. One of my best friends, Piercy, he's like a huge photographer on the East Coast. Nice. So when he like gets the chance, he'll come to a show and do some stuff with me. But like, you're always by yourself. So you're in hotels by yourself. I'm lucky that I have friends, like you make friends in different cities. Yeah. And that's why I do the whole take people out for, because like some people that I've taken out for dinner are actually now my like super close friends. That's the guy that's picking me up, actually, he's just a guy that I met at Dirtybird camp out, and we've just always been in touch, and he's tight. Like we get on super well, and it's nice to have that, but you still don't have that real connection with your homies at home. Like, you don't have that personal interaction, and traveling. Because also
they can call you out on your shit. Like, they knew you before you kind of made it.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
They don't have the context. They're not your fans. Like, they're like, do you ever feel like people would want to just be friends with you because they like your stuff?
Well,
and like,
I think it's kind of natural, right? Like I can only speak for myself, but there's people that I put on a pedestal that I respect a lot, and I would probably be a little bit different around them, if that makes sense. And it's not necessarily right. I don't believe in it, and I hate it when people do it to me.
Yeah, but everyone comes in with some sort of expectation or whatever.
100%, and I love it. I absolutely love it when I meet somebody and they don't know what I do.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Exactly.
And someone's like super dope and they don't have a clue what you do, and they like they don't care what you do. Like,
I feel like that'd be kind of ideal for like a relationship with a girl or something. Like if you meet a girl that has no idea what you do,
it's fucking it's
awesome. Probably.
A bit of both, because like girlfriends and this industry is hard.
Because you're on the road every day.
Pretty much. Like it's super hard to like keep, not necessarily like, just to meet. First of all, meet somebody that you have like a real connection with. But also, when you're in a relationship, that person generally wants more than just once a month.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
It's not really fair to them.
Yeah, it's not fair.
It's like not fair to them to be in a relationship with them.
And there's always that like,
makes sense.
it would be amazing to meet somebody that you can both like, because I've got friends that have got girlfriends and they travel with them all the time, and but it's just, you just gotta take it. It's a strange one, because everyone's like, oh, you meet loads of girls, and
you're just doing it for the cuddles, bro.
Yeah, exactly, man. But you don't know, do you? It's like you meet these people, but like they only know you for you, for what I do. They don't. It's not like I've not met a girl in a normal situation for probably about 4 years. If that makes sense.
Because most people would like go to a nightclub or something like that to meet girls. And like you're going to the nightclub as the guy they're all going to see. So
and like in fact, that's an actual lie. I was like one of my best mates, a guy that the whole doing it for the cuddles, I went to his wedding, and that was the first time, and it felt weird. That's the first time. It's kind of sad to say, but it's the first time I've like actually spoke to people that like on a weekend in like a completely normal setting, if you know what I mean. That like I've made friends with people, and like
that's cool.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah. But when you're on the grind, like...
But could you imagine what... Sorry, could you imagine what it's like to be like someone fucking like super famous?
To be like Skrillex or something, where like literally everywhere you go, like everyone knows you.
But like even
I think
bigger.
That's why he's like going to like Japan and stuff. Like you kind of, like you were saying, you kind of got to go to other countries because you've kind of done all you can do here in a way.
Well, I've got a lot to achieve here.
Yeah, but you're doing shows here.
Yeah,
you did 100 shows here last year.
Yeah,
you know. What more can you kind of ask for? Like, I can't even imagine. Like, for example, I watched. Everyone should go watch this interview with Billie Eilish. Do you know who she is? She's
I
like
love
this.
that girl.
Me too.
I was gonna bring her up earlier on in the interview about the same. Did you watch when she was like
the 1 year later interview?
Yeah, dude, that's fucking amazing.
I watched that interview like 4 times.
Yeah, I love that girl.
Dude, that interview is fucked because like it's good. It's really amazing, but like you can kind of see how the industry has like changed her and jaded her and like.
Well, I don't know if it's about Jaden, but you can tell she's been worked. Like, and she's still young, so obviously
super young.
She's still going like this.
She's like 16.
This sounds like a proper dad thing, but she's still going through like puberty. So like, it's gonna change her. Like,
but
her looks.
In your defense, that was when you moved to Ibiza.
Yeah.
You know. Like but she's exploded on a whole nother level.
She's like, I can't even compare to her. Like, it's ridiculous what she's done. And but then again you look at like the Macaulay Macokins and Michael Jacksons and all the people that were like super famous like at a super young age, and you're like, it doesn't end well. Really.
Well, actually, I listened to Macaulay Culkin's interview.
He's still fucking weird.
He's weird as fuck, for sure.
He's fucking weird.
He's weird as shit. Like, don't get me wrong, but he's like as normal as you could expect him to kind of be. You know what I mean? Like, you know he's weirdo. Like, but he's at least can like carry on a pretty normal conversation and like have a laugh and stuff. Like, he's not so weird that.
He was pretty weird though.
Yeah, he was pretty weird.
I thought like Joe Rogan bigged it up so much, and I was like.
About how not weird he was?
Yeah.
And you're like, no, he's fucking
like,
weird.
No, dude, he's fucking weird. Like, damn, he was weird. But then he was like famous. How old is he? Like 6?
Yeah, so young.
Like, he was like the most famous 6-year-old ever.
Probably still, maybe.
Yeah.
Because also that's another weird thing about the internet, that it's like back in the day there was only so much media to consume. Like you could only go through like the major radio stations, movies and TV shows. That was like where the celebrities came from, and magazines.
Yeah.
Like there wasn't like that. Like there were, you know, magazines where you'd like see models or whatever. But now you got Instagram where you can be famous in any sort of niche in the world, and like kind of like you be famous to some people. You go play a show for you know a couple thousand people or whatever, Coachella, and then you can go down the street and eat a burger and no one knows who the fuck you are. Like it's kind of awesome.
It's cool. It is cool. Definitely. Yeah. I couldn't imagine what it'd be like to be that crazy famous.
Yeah.
I'd like to try it.
Yeah.
I'd like to get there.
Yeah.
It's not about being, for me, it's not about being famous.
I think it would suck to be that super famous and also not rich. Like, there's some people that kind of go viral and memeable and like they become so famous, but they're not rich.
I don't know.
Like, they didn't really get anything from it, sort of, and like they can't hire security if they need it, and they can't like, you know what I mean? Like that, like because I feel like if you're that famous at that level,
I don't know any examples.
I don't know. Like I think there's a few that have gotten like viral because of like some funny shit that's happened to them, like the fucking, you know, well, not really relatable to Catch Me Outside. How about that girl got famous and then she did take advantage of it. She's like a rapper now and stuff, but like, you know, people like that have become like these viral things, and like people only know them from that. Like I can't think of any. Can you think of like?
I don't know. That's the thing. It's like
like a meme person, like someone that's like become a meme.
Would you look at that? Would you look at that guy?
Yeah, the guy that was like, "Hey, would you look at that?" Do you remember that guy? Like it was like an old school internet video. Like people like that, where it's like they got famous for one video or whatever, and people might recognize them every once in a while. I don't know. Maybe that's not a real thing, but I feel like it would suck to be famous as shit, but also not have made like any money from it.
I feel like nowadays though, like if you're doing something online, you're making money from it.
Yeah, somehow.
So like if like the backpack kid.
I was literally just thinking that because he made the freaking floss dance.
Like that's fucking insane. Like he's probably his dance is more famous than him.
Oh, 1,000% because of Fortnite.
But he's made so much money, like obscene amounts of money.
It's actually funny you bring him up because number one, he lives in Atlanta.
Oh, does
but
he?
The other day, my dad owns an ice cream franchise. And he went and bought ice cream from my dad the other day. My dad sent us a picture of the backpack kid eating some Dippin' Dots. So that's hilarious,
amazing. But that's the thing, even your dad knows who the fuck he is.
Yeah, because I think his employee, like one of his employees was like, that's backpack kid, and he's like, who's back, you know. So. It actually happened one time. My dad was selling Dippin' Dots, and Steve Angelo from Swedish House Mafia came up to him and bought ice cream. And some guy was like, you should give him the ice cream for free. And my dad's like, I don't know who the fuck this guy is. Like, he's pretty normal looking.
That's
like,
amazing.
He's like, who is that? And he's like, it's Steve Angelo. And he's like, who's Steve Angelo?
Who the fuck Steve Angelo?
Like,
that's amazing.
Like, that still doesn't make. He's from Swedish House Mafia. Oh yeah, don't you worry, child. Like you know, like my dad would be like that. You know.
I never understand why like famous people get stuff for free.
I think it's because
they should be the one people that should pay for it, right?
Here's the thing is, I agree, but the thing is, I think people want to get in good with the artist. So like, I
do understand.
Like, oh, dude, you like this cup? Yeah, here, have it, bro. Like they want you to like carry around their thing. And then if they see you rocking it later, like they're like, oh, that's that shirt I gave him or whatever. You know what I mean? And also, it's just the free publicity thing. Like
I understand. I do.
You know, with like Instagram, like imagine if The Rock, you know, Warrior doing it for the Cuddles shirt or some shit. Like that would go crazy. People would want to wear it just because The Rock's
sell out.
You know,
in a second.
That's your next move. Get with Idris Elba and be like, give The Rock a doing it for the Cuddles shirt.
I should send Idris some stuff.
You should, man. You should. Dude, this has been a really good podcast, man. I feel like,
Thank you.
I was gonna say, Matty, can you hand me my phone real fast? I wanted to ask. I know there was a couple of questions that people in that Facebook group asked that I didn't get to. So I want to do.
Can I take a pee?
A quick speed round, dude. Yes.
Sorry.
Take a piss.
You good?
Dude, take a piss.
Piss my pants.
I'm with you, bro. Especially if you drink this whole thing.
Yeah. Can I grab another? Oh shit, the mic.
It already popped off actually when you were talking over here.
Oh, sorry.
It's all good, dude. Don't worry about it. No, I wanted to do a quick speed round with questions. So when we come back, we'll have all the questions. Dude, this is yeah, exactly. A message from our sponsors. I'm honestly just gonna keep it rolling because I have a couple other people in here with me. So I want to give a shout out to my brother Matthew who's in here. I also want to give a shout out to my buddy John. John is is doing some promo for us. So if you see our promo pictures, John will be taking some dope ass promos. Dude, I'm honestly kind of glad Akbar came in here Cause
Yeah, I made for some sick shots.
he made for some cool shots. I know John got some dope shots with Akbar.
Sitting on you while Will was fucking smiling. It was awesome.
Dude, that's amazing. And also John's doing the video for the opener tonight. Are you doing video for Will too?
I am doing him too.
Hell yeah, dude. So John's doing the video for the show tonight that Will's doing. So, dude, John's killing it. John Wiesenberg. I'll link in bio for sure. But let me find these questions real fast for Will. Dirtybird, I think I named it.
Back.
Yes. Okay, yeah, someone did ask about, I was going to say don't worry about it, put it under your shirt.
Sure.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, you can hold it or just clip it there, whatever.
Hold it there.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll clip it actually.
Questions. Speed round. Promises. You said it was coming out early next year, right?
Yeah.
Sweet. Also, what beard hair products do you use, if you use any?
Yeah, Apothecary 87.
Apothecary 87.
Yeah, they're
What
amazing.
what does it do for your beard? Like what?
I just love their products. They do like a shave oil, which I use as a beard oil.
Nice.
And their beard
just
oils,
keeps it like silky and
their beard oils smell really nice.
nice.
But I use Le Labo as like a cologne, and they do some really nice beard oil as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
There we go. That same dude also wanted to know where you get your short shorts from. I don't know.
They're rugby shorts. I used to play rugby, so
That's awesome.
They're my rugby shorts, and they're really hard to find in America.
Yeah.
I can't.
I feel like you just
got
gotta go for women's shorts.
Well, I'm going to Vale on Sunday, and there's a pool at the hotel, and I was like, I really want to go for a swim.
You know where I found some pretty good bathing suits that are a little bit shorter
Where?
is PacSun. They have some pretty good bathing suits.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, it's PacSun. It used to be more like skate stuff, but now they like this shirt's from PacSun. Like they actually have some like pretty good stuff.
I went to
like recently.
Ended up going to Reebok and got some like CrossFit shorts.
Nice.
And
Is that where you
like,
got your new sweater?
Yeah, it was actually.
Nice.
I dig this sweater a lot.
It's cool.
I think it's dope.
I like how it has the little like.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's becoming very trendy now
like
with like
key.
Virgil Abloh's stuff, like the almost like prototype looking
Tells you,
clothing,
yeah,
like
yeah.
where it shows the like almost final kind of
Yeah,
shit.
I dig this a lot.
Yeah. Someone else asked where the sample from Shake That Tiny Tambourine came from. We already talked about that.
That was done.
Are the American stereotypes true now
Yeah.
that you've lived in America? They're
Yeah.
all pretty much true?
Pretty much.
Everyone's fat. Everyone loves McDonald's. No, I'm just kidding.
Yep.
Yep, pretty much. Pretty much.
The worst thing is when you're on a plane and people bring like McDonald's on a plane.
Oh, God.
The smell of the fast food in America is so different to the UK. I don't know what it is, but McDonald's doesn't smell that bad in the
It's
UK.
fatter.
Here it's fucking awful.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. It makes you want to puke. Yeah, like the fast food here is a lot worse than back. It's bad back home, but it's
Hey, at least we don't clap when the airplane.
The airplane. Everyone claps in the airplane.
Only in
lands.
Ibiza. Only in Ibiza. Yeah.
funny.
A couple times while we were over there, but
Yeah, it's weird.
hilarious.
It's stupid people that clap.
Ibiza. But I had it in Florida here.
That's so
Really?
dumb. I hate
For
that so much.
Disneyland.
probably the old people.
Oh, yeah, well, probably.
It's stupid people. They think it's a ride.
Florida man.
Last speed round question. So you just announced a collab with Cyan, right? Cyan? How do you say his name?
Sion.
Sion. Okay.
Yeah.
It's almost like the car, like the Scion.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I don't
but
know.
it's Sian, Sion.
Yeah.
And your collaboration, how do you pronounce that? It looks like Amok.
Amok.
Okay.
So that's the like new name of the
Okay.
It's like going to be a band eventually.
Nice. So it'll be like a live band with like other
Yeah.
people and stuff?
Just me and him.
Nice. That's dope. Like live instruments band or like...
There'll be some stuff in there.
Cool. That's awesome, man.
So
I
it's-
like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's like we're obviously creating it as Will Clarke and Sion present Amok, just
Makes
so
sense.
people can kind of like get involved
Yeah.
with it. But eventually it will just be Amok.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that.
Nice.
We actually just did a photo shoot this weekend,
Dope.
or this week
In
for it.
San Diego or
in
where?
LA.
In LA.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that should be good fun.
That's awesome, man.
But our first single comes out on the first EP comes out 21st of December for that.
Nice. That's pretty soon. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, because I'm trying to get this podcast up on Monday, so
Cool.
it'll be out pretty soon. Where can people find you? DJ Will Clarke pretty much everywhere, right?
Yeah, apart from Facebook, it's Will Clarke DJ.
Gotcha. Someone already took DJ Will Clarke, or
I took it for my personal profile. And, didn't fucking
and then you
think.
can't change it or
Yeah,
whatever.
you
Yeah,
can't
it's
change
so
it
annoying.
over.
So dumb.
We probably could. I could probably get.
But whatever. Who cares? The people that want to find you can easily find
Yeah,
you.
just find
Facebook's
you.
a little different with that too, because you kind of like when you type it in, you do the little
It
symbol
just
and
comes
it
through,
pops up
yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
It's not a big deal. And doing it for the Cuddles is doing it for the Cuddles.com.
Yeah, all the clothes there. And
on Mondays, they're still, if this is up on Monday, still doing Cyber Monday stuff or Black Friday stuff?
Black Friday
it's all over.
ends on this Saturday.
Man.
I fucked up with that so bad. I'm so stupid. So
You did it last week, right?
I did it last week, thinking that it was. My head was not. I was so busy with work, and I was like, "Oh shit, it's Black Friday today." So I did all the deals for like that last Friday, and then I put it in my group, in the Cuddle Club group, and then someone was like, "Yo, well, it's not Black Friday today." I'm like, "I knew that. You've got it all week." So they've had it all week.
So it's been going all week. If you missed it on Monday, you missed it.
Yeah.
You weren't paying attention, but that's awesome, dude.
Nice one.
Dude, well, thanks for being on the podcast, bro. This is super fun.
No, it's good fun. Thank you.
And thanks for listening and watching, everybody. See you
Love.
later.
See ya.
Boom. There you have it, folks. Thank you guys so much for listening. It's been an absolute honor to chat with Will. And make sure you go check him out on tour. He's doing a lot of dates, of course. I'm sure he's coming to a city near you sometime this year. He's got hella tour dates going to be released in 2019. Next time I'm going to be seeing him is, I believe, at EDC Mexico in February. I'm going to be going to Mexico City with my brother and hopefully some other awesome friends as well. So definitely, if anyone wants to come, hit me up. We're doing VIP, I believe. It's really cheap, actually. Peso to US dollars is really good right now. But anyways, go follow Will on social media. He's awesome. He's at DJ Will Clarke pretty much everywhere. And if you enjoyed this conversation, I have a lot of other episodes that you would probably enjoy, but in particular, I think that you would really enjoy going back to listen to episode 39 with my other DJ friend, Nicole Barton, and she's also known as Zen Selecta. That's her DJ name, and she's a DJ and producer in the deep dubstep genre, so a little bit different than Will's music. She's also a world traveler. She spent a ton of time overseas. I believe her family's from Spain, so she spent a lot of time over there. But over the past couple of years, she's been steadily gaining popularity, especially in the Southeast and Atlanta, and she's getting booked left and right for festivals and shows, and she is not showing any sign of slowing down. So she's really talented, super amazing. If you want to go listen to that episode, that was episode 39 with Zen Selecta Nicole Barton. Go check it out. Coming up next, we've got episode 106 with my friend Christian Kimbrough, and he is the founder of Revive Minds. And when Christian was 13, he became a victim to senseless gun violence, and he received a bullet wound to the head. It's crazy. He almost died. Anytime you get a bullet wound to the head, I think you can classify that as almost dying. But today, through Revive Minds, he's using his story to impact young people, and that Revive Minds is focused on education about gun violence, the power of the laws of association, and overcoming your obstacles. You know, a lot of the stuff surrounding gun violence is not necessarily just like guns themselves, and he believes that through education, he can, really educate the youth, and he does that through speaking, volunteering, and nonprofit fundraising. And he's really trying to create like an army of young leaders who want to live their purpose and inspire other people to do the same. So that is that's freaking beautiful, man. I'm stoked to talk to him on the podcast and have him on. That will be coming out next week. So definitely stay tuned for that one next Monday. If you want to support the show, the best way to do that is to share it with a friend, to be honest. If you're listening to this for the first time, thank you so much. If you can, go rate it on the Apple Podcast app or on iTunes, whatever. That really just helps me out. But to be honest, sharing it with a friend is the best way that you can help me out. So if you enjoyed this episode, tell a friend about it. Say, you know what, I love listening to Andrew talk with Will Clarke. I know you love Will Clarke. Check it out. Also, if you want to follow me on social media, my handles are all on my website. You can go to andrewdeitsch.com. And you can find all my social media handles and accounts. I'm going to be posting a lot of really cool stuff to my Instagram this week. It's at AD Podcast. But thank you guys so much for listening to this one. I had so much fun, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.
Honestly, I'm kind of like insecure when I text a new person.
Yeah.
Because I know that they're gonna be like, green bubbles.
I did. I remember.
You're like, oh, this fucker.
Never,
green bubbles.
never trust a green bubble.
I turned out okay though, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
We'll see.
We'll give it time. Give it time.